Yeah, absolutely. It seems very appropriate for the Disney era.
Speaking of that, the 15th Doctor's costume was also revealed, along with, I guess, Ruby Sundays as well, because we got some, I guess, like set photos or promotional photos of Ncuti Gatwa, head to toe, full costume. When I first saw it, I didn't know if it was just them kind of doing some promotional pictures of Ncuti Gatwa or if it was actually the Doctor's costume.
Yeah.
Quickly realized it was the Doctor's costume. This is legit. This is what we're going to see. We've seen him regenerated. We've seen him in kind of what Tennant was wearing, but now we know what he will eventually change into. This is going to be his costume. First impressions.
It's striking. It definitely stands out. It sticks out to you. I personally like the coat. I like the pants. And I'll let you state your opinion, but I didn't mind the color. I think it looks really good really good on him. I do dig the boots, the leather boots. Those definitely stuck out. He has um that interesting piece that I don't think we've seen on any modern doctor, the necklace. And he looks very serious and put together. I think Tennant and Matt Smith to some extent, both of them dressed up. But they had their own uh they were kind of raggedy, right? Matt Smith, raggedy man. Like it wasn't they had the tie on, they weren't put together. Their coat was oversized. They looked rough. He does not look rough. He looks very polished with what he has on.
And I don't know if you remember, but that was kind of one of the things that I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Is I wanted like a kind of more put together Doctor. I was imagining in my head more of like a little more, I don't know the right word to say, something a little more traditional maybe, or like a solid color or something, like almost like a James Bond kind of character almost was
Yeah.
kind of flying through my head. And I was like, oh, Ncuti Gatwa would look so cool in like a sleek black suit or something. So it definitely wasn't expecting, or not expecting, but like more kind of like my hopes for what the character might look like was kind of more that direction. And this is much more, I mean, there are elements to this that are super traditional, across all the modern doctors, except for, I would say, take Eccleston out of the picture.
Yeah.
But everyone from Tennant on, including Jodie Whittaker, has had kind of that traditional type of clothing with like a suit, like a jacket or a suit, or kind of like that type of look.
Yeah.
And the patterns and things that have been involved in their outfits. And I think they really stuck with that almost more than I expected them to. I almost expected it to be like a more out there kind of, maybe like Fifth Doctor kind of vibe, or
Yeah.
something a little bit more out there. This is, yeah, you could just see him walking down the street and you wouldn't bat an eye. Like this is a very kind of normal type of outfit. And the only thing that really pops is that kind of orange sweater that he's got on there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what you said, as far as like you could see someone walking down the street in this, it's
Mm-hmm.
grounded, right? Like he would blend in. Um, yeah, it's not out there by any stretch of the imagination.
I kind of wondered because the initial image that they released was him and he has his hands in his pockets. And I was like, oh, I wonder if that was intentional because they don't want us to see like maybe there's something spoilerish like on his
Yeah.
hands, like rings or whatever that he may be wearing. Um, but then like soon after they released like a video of him talking and he shows his hands and he does, I think he is wearing a couple of
Yeah.
rings. So he's definitely rocking some rings too. Um, but I think the only thing that maybe if I had to criticize it, like I love the suit. I think the jacket length is really cool. Love the shoes. The color pop, that orange is a little like it's almost too seasonal for me. Like when I see it, I automatically think like fall
Yeah.
season, and like, you know, that's the only thing that kind of stood out to me where I was like, oh, like it's not as versatile as maybe I was hoping. And like maybe he'll change that from time to time. Like the suit will stay the same, but he'll change kind of what he's wearing under the suit, like maybe a different sweater, a different shirt that, kind of depending on where they're going, or what time of year it is, but like a Christmas special with him popping that orange, it just doesn't fit. That
Okay,
orange is very specific.
I'll give you that. I mean, it's definitely not like the what is it, the capsule wardrobe where it's like you need the very basic colors that go with everything. That
Mm-hmm.
shirt would not be found in a capsule wardrobe. That is a very distinct piece that I mean, honestly, you probably only wear it with the jacket and the pants because it goes perfectly with both of those. Um, if I had to pick anything, the shirt length, that orange shirt, it seems a little short. I'm just imagining myself raising my arms and having that shirt go well past my navel. He's going to have to keep his arms down on a regular basis because, well, I mean, in some of the other pictures I've seen of the man, he
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 has nice
doesn't need to
abs.
worry about that.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine.
He can put
Um,
his hands over his head all he wants. There's
and
nothing to be
it,
embarrassed about.
yeah, I see what you're saying about the length, and I think upon first glance, it almost you're like, oh, he's wearing like a t-shirt or whatever. But then as you kind of look at it closer, it's actually like it almost looks like a cashmere sweater.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it
That
definitely is fuzzy.
yeah. So it might be, yeah, it might be just the style of that sweater is just like a shorter cut like that. Maybe he's got like a t-shirt under there. I don't know.
Maybe
Yeah,
he's wearing a tank top underneath it.
but it's a good look. I will give it a positive review. I like the look. I like that it's kind of a mix of being, eye catching, but also very traditional. And you can't go wrong with a cool suit, right? All the
Yeah.
doctors like to rock the cool suits.
It's gonna be interesting to see, like you said, if it changes.
Mm,
If there's gonna be those color variations that we've seen with I mean Tennant had a couple variations to even what he wore.
definitely.
It'll be interesting to see if they
And
play with the
Smith
colors a little
changed his
bit.
outfit completely.
Yeah, yeah, he did.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
right.
So he
Yeah.
had I think his final season was a completely new outfit. Um, I feel like Capaldi had a bit of a more. I'm trying to remember now because he had that very specific look at the beginning, but I felt
Yeah.
like he kind of added some elements or something to it. I know
He
he changed
like
his hair a lot.
I was gonna say, like he slowly digressed to just
Hmm.
being less and less put together as
Yeah,
his seasons went on.
yeah. So we also get the companion as well. Kind of what I'm assuming since his is the official outfit. I would assume now companions tend to change their clothes multiple times. So this isn't necessarily going to be the only thing she wears, but probably when we first see her, this will be kind of what she's wearing, which, good style. She also has really cool boots.
She also chopped her hair from the very
Yes.
first promotional image.
Yes.
It's much shorter in the second image, the promotional image with the costumes. And Gatwa has a mustache, very distinctive mustache, which we see in the trailer as well. But yeah, her hair is definitely she's taken off a few inches from her hair.
Now, I will say this, if you look at that picture of them kind of standing in the trailer, kind of entrance of the trailer, and you think about Disney, like that does look like a promotion for a Disney Channel show.
Oh yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
if you put the Disney Channel logo like with that picture, like like for anyone that's afraid, like, oh, they're gonna Disneyfy Doctor Who, this is some evidence they could put in that column because it definitely looks Disney-esque. Like this is a very young looking doctor, which we're not used to, with a very young companion. It looks like a couple teenagers hanging out that could be going to
Yeah.
like the Disney Channel high school. So that did stand out to me. I was like, okay, they're definitely, I think, intentionally targeting a younger audience
Yeah.
with this and who they casted and trying to bring in, hoping that they can retain the older audience that already loves Doctor Who, but also bring in a whole new generation of fans who maybe would see someone like Peter Capaldi and be like, oh, I'm not going to watch that show about that old man.
Yeah.
Whereas you see these characters, they look young, they look hip, they have nice style, where they go, like, oh, that's cool. Like, yeah, I'll watch that show. So there's definitely some strategy, I think, around the youth that they're going for here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we called it a few episodes back. Like they definitely are grasping back to that younger audience. I mean, even with the show that Ncuti Gatwa is coming from, like that younger audience, kind of the hip name coming from that. Um, the casting of the younger companion, it definitely looks like they're grasping for that younger fan base. And I mean, even with the Barbie movie, the trailer just recently dropped, and you have a brief glimpse of Ncuti Gatwa dancing behind. Oh, which one is he?
Is it
Who?
Ryan Gosling?
Ryan Gosling. Yes, thank you. I knew it wasn't Reynolds, but I always want to mix those names up. I mean, dancing behind him, it's like there is that younger audience appeal.
And
Yeah,
it's Disney, like not the production's not Disney. But if you're going to be promoting it and showing it on Disney,
yeah,
there is already a very young audience that is attached to that platform. So if you see these characters pop up as a tile on your Disney
yeah.
homepage and you're like, oh, what's this Doctor Who thing I've never heard of? Oh, those guys look cool. Like, let me watch, it's kind of a perfect formula. Now, will it all work out? We'll see. But they definitely have a strategy here.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely.